Hi, I'm Roger from Save on Tackle, and we're here today to talk to you about Spectra connections. I'm going to show you one knot called the Albright. It's kind of like my favorite knot, regardless if I'm fishing inshore calico bass or even up to the big cow tuna in some instances. So what you want to do is match up your sizes of a Spectra to mono. If I'm fishing calico bass with fluorocarbon leader, anywhere between maybe 12 to 40, I'll use the Albright knot with probably less twist than I would like a tuna knot. I'm going to say on the twist level, you probably want to go from 12 to 15 wraps right in there. On the tuna stuff, I like to do anywhere from 20 to even up to 24 wraps. The reason why is more wraps for the tuna, you could be on a tuna for several hours, and that knot's in the water, the line gets fatigued, there's a lot of movement on there, and just to keep that mono or fluorocarbon from slipping through the knot. Now what I'll do here is kind of show you how it works. What we want to do is take the mono and you want to roll it over. Have ample line here to hold on to grip, because you're going to have to pull against the knot to cinch it up properly. You want to take your fluorocarbon here and you want to have enough off the end, maybe 18-20 inches to do your wraps with. If you're just doing a small knot for bass, you could shorten it up into the 14-16 inch range, but you don't want to have too much because it's too hard to wrap around. So right here we got 40-pound mono and I got 65 Spectra. I'm using some little brighter colors so we can see it. Now what I'm doing is I have the loop here, I'm pinching the fluorocarbon, this is going to my rod, and this is what I'm going to wrap around with. So what I'm going to do is wrap around, and if you can see the way my fingers are, I'm doing this to hold it as it goes around so I can tie it on there firmly. And I'm going to just kind of count up, and I'm going to get roughly between that 12 and 15 wraps. But before I get that far, when I get like 6 or 8 wraps into it, I have a loose end here I have to pull in. So I keep everything taut and I pull the rod end and snug it down. Kind of looks like that. Keep this stuff firm. If you have this kind of taut too, it's a lot easier to tie. Okay, we've got about enough wraps there. You can see it's kind of firm. It's not overlapping. It's kind of like you'd wrap a guide to a rod. I'm going to take the tag end of the Spectra and put it through the loop, like so. And at this point, what I'm going to do is draw the loop down from the other side and pull it down right to the tip. I don't want to pull it inside, but I want to pull it right to the end, just like that. And at this point, I'm going to start snugging up my knot, and you can do it from both sides. Now this is the rod side here that I got, and I'm holding the mono or fluorocarbon from the other side. I just barely pull on it, and I come back to the tag end, and I pull a little bit on that, and it's going to start tightening from this end to this end. And you want to do this in probably, I would say 3 sequences is what I come up with, and sometimes I even go more. But it slowly pulls down and slowly gets a grip on that mono or fluorocarbon. With fluorocarbon, you want to make sure it's hard and tight, because of the fact the fluorocarbon has a harder shell on it and it can slide easier. With the mono, it grips it a little bit better, so it's not necessary to do as tight, but still it needs to be pretty darn firm. Now at this point, the knot's down, it's nice and small. If you're fishing calico bass, largemouth bass, or whatever small application, that small knot will fly through your guides without hanging up. And when I want to finish my knot, I come back and I do a uni. You want to see that again? Just take it and wrap it once. Twice is enough, and sometimes 3. It's just a little bit of extra insurance. What this does is just it caps off the knot and it prevents it from unraveling. Now at this point, what we want to use is some very sharp, what I call Spectra shears. Just happen to use this one from Boomerang. It's called the Snip. And the tighter you pull back, the closer you can get to it. Just nice and soft like that. What I want to do is put just one drop of glue there. Don't glue the whole knot. Wipe off the excess. That'll keep it from unraveling while you're fishing. That'll cast through the guide really well. And take your tag in on your mono or fluorocarbon and cut it as close as possible. And that's it. You have your connection right there. Nice and small. Well, that's your connection. Same thing with the tuna knot, just a few more wraps. Thanks.